I've reached a point in my life where it is okay to give up sometimes. Like, you don't have to see everything through. I didn't realize everything that I was holding on to, trying to see it through, was just holding me down. But when I released it and just threw in the towel, I was like, wow, I see the world differently. Who would have thought? If it doesn't seem like it fits your soul, fits your spirit, then it's not for you. You are the only one who knows your soul. Don't second guess on that.
Hey, these brothers. Hey, I need you to go inside and really check something, man. I need you to check and see if the direction you're going is in alignment with what you're desiring. If the direction you're going is in alignment with what you're desiring, man. Because I talk to brothers all the time and sisters that are saying, hey, you know what? This is my goal. This is what I'm trying to accomplish. This is the mission. But when they tell me about their rituals, when they tell me about their daily habits, it's going in a completely different direction. You know what I'm saying? Like if a person is on a health journey, if a person is trying to quit their job, if a person is trying to make $1 million a year, if a person is trying to find or put themselves in a relationship and find a wife or a husband, like their daily actions should be a reflection. Their daily actions should be many rally points going towards that. And a lot of times I talk to people, man, and say, hey, so this is what I'm doing, man. This is the game plan, man. Da 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 da. I see you in Thailand, all kind of stuff. But it's like, man, like, what does life look like? And life looks completely different. It looks completely different, man. So you have to go inside and ask yourself, man, if my direction, man, is aligned with what I'm really desiring. What I'm really desiring, man. And I'll say this. I'm gonna say this, man. This is one thing I haven't heard a lot of people talk about when it talks about, walking this path and the journey and the whole shebang, man. A lot of times when you say, okay, you know what, I'm going towards my fulfillment or I'm going towards my freedom. A lot of times you're going to be pursuing that and you're going to be moving mountains. You're going to be getting some victories along the way. But at some point in time, man, you're going to look at those accolades and those trophies and say, hey, you know what? This is good, but it's not the fulfillment I was really desiring. Like I was really desiring something else. And I'm going to tell you this, man, a lot of times you're going to have to redirect and go a different path. You're going to have to stop in your tracks and do a 180-degree turn and go a different direction because you're going to say, hey, you know what? My fulfillment was something else. Like I learned some lessons along the way, but this is not it. You know what I'm saying? And the example I always use, man, like I always thought, and this was some years ago, I was in my 30s. I always thought that if I could ever just make it to Dallas, if I could just ever find myself living downtown in a high rise in the Benz if I found myself to that life, I said, you know what? I'm done. Life is good. I'll be complete. And I was grinding, man. I was manifesting, and I brought that world into be, man, to the T, and got there and said, you know what? This is a dark place. This is an empty space. The fulfillment I thought was there, man, is not there. And I had to do a complete 180-degree turn and go in a different direction to land where I am right now. So I'm saying a lot of times, man, you're going to be putting a lot of days, months, and years into a particular grind to achieve a particular mission. And when you get there, or when you get halfway there, you're going to say, you know what, this is not even it, man. And you have to have the courage enough to say, you know what, I got to go a different direction. Yeah, I know life is going to look, I know I'm going to take an L. I know I'm going to have to, get rid of this stuff because it no longer identifies with where I'm going. You're going to have to go in a different direction, man. And to be honest, if you're living life hard enough, you're going to have to get used to doing that. You're going to have to get used to doing that, man, because what you got to understand is if you're living your life in a different direction from what you're desiring, you're actually headed toward a very dark spot, man. I'm going to say it again. You're headed towards a very dark spot. Man, it's beautiful to see the storms in the distance, man. First, I thought those were like clouds. I'm like, why is it so foggy over there? Those are thunderstorms out there, man. It's just a unique look. Anyway, you're gonna find yourself in a dark spot, man. Meaning you can find yourself, and I'll say it like this: you will find yourself, and you can get to a place where the victories are there, the trophies are there, the accolades are there, but you're going to be in a very dark spot because it's not in harmony with the path you're supposed to be on. I'm gonna say this again. You're gonna have some wins under your belt sometimes. You're gonna have that good job. You're gonna have that baddie on your shoulder. You're gonna have a few dollars in your pocket. You're gonna have the shiny watch on, but you're not gonna be in alignment with the path you're supposed to be on, with your vision. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna end up in a very dark spot. Even when I talk about 2009, when I said, hey man, I didn't even want to be here no more. Life was good, man. Like my life was good when I was in that dark spot. Had a nice, beautiful home, had beautiful vehicles. Life was good, man. You know, but it wasn't in line with my truth. It wasn't really where I wanted to be. It looked good on paper. It looked good to my next door neighbors, but it didn't look good to my soul, man. And I found myself in a very dark space, man. I'm not sure if y'all have heard that model. I think she's from Jamaica. She's no longer here. Tyra Spalding, I believe her name was. Beautiful young lady. Beautiful young lady, man. This lady, and I don't know all the details, but this lady was getting online. She had won Miss Jamaica. She had won like the pageant. She was like, you know, one of the most beautiful women in the land type stuff, right? And she was getting all these accolades, and I'm sure she had endorsement deals and all kind of things that come along with that life. But it ended up, man, she was in a very dark spot because it didn't align with where she really wanted to be. And the thing is, man, this woman was getting online every day, getting on TikTok, telling people like, hey, you know what? You know, pretty much saying, I know I'm beautiful. I know I'm Miss Jamaica or whatever, but I'm almost no longer even wanting to live here. And she was making that content for several, I'm thinking, months about what life is going to be like when she's not here and she no longer wants to be here and she's fed up with the world and she's depressed and she's in this dark spot. Miss Jamaica, beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm saying, when you're doing something and getting accolades, if it's not along the path that you're supposed to be on, that your soul really resonates, brother, you're gonna find yourself, sisters, you're gonna find yourself in a very dark spot where you're gonna start questioning life. You're gonna start having depression like a lot of people have. You're gonna start ruining relationships because your life is miserable. And it's strictly because the direction you're traveling isn't in alignment with what it is you're really wanting, what it is you're really desiring. It's a real thing. A lot of people you look at, even if you want to look at like celebrities, let's just go there. A lot of people you look at are people that have large social media followings, and you're saying, oh man, this person, their life has to be grand. A lot of people you see getting online and smiling and doing a certain thing, a lot of these people are miserable. And the thing is, a lot of these people are miserable because they started down a path, or they started in a particular direction, and it gave them this level of fame or notoriety. And since their identity, since their income, maybe, since everything about them is associated with that, they can't leave it. In other words, their success has put them in a prison. You know, where you're getting so many likes and follows and views because your directions change. Your direction is a certain thing. But you got to understand, man, if you want to find your fulfillment, you have to be willing to, I think I'm on the clock. You have to be willing to go in a different direction. You know, kind of like when I used to make red pill content. Now, I could make red pill content, and the content I was doing would do 10 times or 20 times the numbers I'm doing right now. But it got to a point where we're telling men to not talk to women, or telling men this, right, X, Y, Z every single day. It just wasn't fulfilling to me. It's like, yeah, I can talk about that, man, but I want to tell my brothers how to move forward. I want to tell my brothers how to tap in, how to expand life. Like, I don't want to just talk to a crowd of brothers that's walking around with pitchforks and torches all day, ready to burn women at the stake. It was a victory. It was putting a bag in the bank. It was getting subscribers, all those things. But it was no longer fulfilling. So I had to change direction, get on a different channel, and do something different, man. Was an L involved? Yeah, that was money lost. That was subscribers lost. That was all kind of things lost. But I found my fulfillment in it, man. So if your direction is not in alignment with your desire, you have to reroute. You have to reroute, bro. You know what I'm saying? And it might take a little you swallowing your pride, putting your pride in your back pocket and some other things. But at some point, you have to reroute or you're going to find yourself in a dark spot. And when I say reroute, it's simply just a matter of you. It's simply just a matter of you first just auditing your life. Auditing your life. Auditing your day. Like I just made that video the other day, man. Mastering your day. It takes you auditing your day. You got to look at your days, your weeks, your months, and say, you know what? Let me look at my habits and my rituals. Like does smoking, burning weed every day, does that align with me being a pastor? You know what I'm saying? Does me eating ho-hos for breakfast every day, does that align with me getting to my goal weight? Does me sleeping in at 10 o'clock, does me going to the club every Saturday night align with me hitting that 6-figure mark, 7-figure mark? Like, does it align? You know what I'm saying? Like, the proof is always in the pudding. There's no way in the world, man, you can just look around one day and look at your life and say, man, like, how did I get here? How did I end up living under this bridge? Just like a person can't say, how did I end up on the rooftop in another country? I know exactly how I got here. I know exactly how I got here. At the same time, I can look at some areas of my life where I'm not, things aren't as good. I can say, you know what? I can see how I got there. I can look at some dark times in my life and I can say, you know what? I can see how I got there. So the first thing you have to do, brothers, is start auditing your day, man. Start auditing your day. But the main thing is this. And this is what you got to do, man. And this is what most people have a problem with. After that, you have to cut your contradictions, man. You have to cut every single thing that contradicts with your desire. It's hard, bro. It's hard. You think it was the easiest things, man? I was going to Popeye's chicken every single day. What, this about 2 years ago? 3 years ago? 4 years ago? I don't know. 260 something pounds, 250 pounds. I was going to Popeye's every single day. 4-piece, red beans and rice, Coke Zero, and fries every single day. There's no reason in the world why I should have known people on a first name basis at Popeye's Chicken when I'm 250 pounds. First name basis. You know what I'm saying? So it was hard for me to cut that, but I said, you know what? I'm sitting there saying, dang, so you need at least get to 200. Like, we need to be at 185, but god dang, at least get to 220, at least get to 200. And one day I had to say, you know what, man? The things I'm doing every day, going to get the donuts in the morning and Popeyes in the afternoon, like, it's not aligning with what I'm telling myself. It's not aligning with what I'm desiring. You know what I'm saying? So you got to audit your life, man. Then you have to cut anything that conflicts your desire. And it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, man, I'm trying to find this 1% woman. You got to cut the 95% off, bro. There's no such thing as, well, I'm just going to entertain the 95% women until the 1% pops her head up. That's not even a real thing. It's not even a real thing because you can't vibrate in both worlds at the same time. I couldn't vibrate in the world of Popeye's chicken and salada salad at the same time. So you have to cut every single thing that contradicts your desires, man. And I'm gonna tell you this, man, if you can somehow contradict that, if you can somehow realign, if you can somehow, just create a new daily ritual, create new daily habits, start auditing yourself on a regular basis, man. I promise you'll get to that destination, brothers.